A terrible event has cast a dark shadow over the vibrant city of Chicago. The news has spread quickly, leaving a sense of shock and disbelief in its wake. Late on a Wednesday night, what was meant to be a carefree and happy gathering turned into a scene of chaos and profound loss on the near north side of the city. The atmosphere shifted in an instant, shattering the sense of security. A mass shooting outside a nightclub, a place where people sought entertainment and community, left 4 dead and more than a dozen injured, their lives forever altered by this senseless act of violence. The injured were rushed to nearby hospitals, their conditions ranging from critical to stable, shattering families and the community, leaving behind a trail of grief and unanswered questions. The impact of this tragedy extends far beyond those directly involved. What was meant to be a night of music and celebration, a chance to unwind and enjoy the company of friends, for local rapper Mello Buckzz, an artist known in the community, became a nightmare, a scene of unimaginable horror and chaos. Gunshots rang out, piercing the night and shattering the sense of safety, changing lives in an instant, leaving behind a legacy of pain and loss. The city is once again facing the pain of gun violence, a recurring issue that demands attention and action, as families grieve and search for answers, grappling with the unimaginable loss of loved ones. This story will walk you through the events of that night, piecing together the timeline and understanding the sequence of events, honoring the victims and exploring the impact on the community, examining the ripple effects of this tragedy. We'll look at what happened, examining the details of the shooting and the circumstances surrounding it, who was affected, understanding the stories of those whose lives were forever changed, and how the city is responding, exploring the measures being taken to address the aftermath and prevent future tragedies. The tragedy highlights the urgent need for unity and action, emphasizing the importance of coming together as a community to support one another. Let's begin with the details of the shooting itself, examining the timeline and the immediate aftermath of this devastating event. The shooting happened late in the evening, around 11 p.m. on West Chicago Avenue. The night was relatively calm before the sudden eruption of violence, a stark contrast to what would unfold. The streetlights cast long shadows, unaware of the impending chaos. The location was just outside the Artis Restaurant and Lounge, a popular spot known for its vibrant atmosphere and late-night crowd. It was a place where people came to unwind and enjoy themselves, a place of leisure turned into a scene of horror. A sizable crowd had gathered outside the restaurant for a special event, drawn by the promise of music, good company, and a memorable night. Little did they know, their evening would take a tragic turn. Many were patiently waiting in line, eager to get inside and join the festivities. The anticipation was palpable, the air filled with laughter and chatter, a sense of excitement hanging heavy in the air. Others were leaving the party, their night winding down, perhaps already making plans for the next gathering. They stepped out into the cool night air, unaware of the danger lurking just around the corner. Suddenly, without warning, a dark SUV emerged, driving slowly past the group before someone inside opened fire into the crowd. The sound of gunfire shattered the night's tranquility, replacing it with screams and terror. The unexpected attack sent people running in panic, desperately seeking cover, their carefree evening instantly transformed into a desperate fight for survival. The scene dissolved into chaos as people tripped and stumbled over each other in their frantic escape. The vehicle didn't stop. It was a calculated drive-by shooting, a cold and ruthless act of violence carried out with chilling precision. The driver accelerated, leaving behind a scene of carnage and despair. The attackers quickly fled the scene, disappearing into the night, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and shattered lives. The echo of their gunfire lingered in the air, a haunting reminder of the brutality that had just unfolded. Witnesses later reported that the car had circled the block at least once, perhaps scoping out the area or confirming their target. This detail suggested a level of premeditation that deepened the sense of horror. The vehicle seemed to specifically target the line of people waiting outside, indicating a deliberate choice of victims. This detail fueled speculation about the motive behind the attack. The calculated nature of the attack, combined with the circling vehicle, strongly suggested the attack was planned, not a random act of violence. This realization sent shivers down the spines of investigators and community members alike. The motive behind the shooting remains unclear, a puzzle that detectives are working tirelessly to solve. Was it a gang-related incident, a personal vendetta, or something else entirely? But the deliberate nature of the assault, the calculated precision of the attack has deeply shaken the community, leaving residents fearful and uncertain. The sense of safety and security had been shattered in an instant. Emergency services rushed to the scene, sirens wailing as ambulances and police cars descended upon West Chicago Avenue, their flashing lights cutting through the darkness. Paramedics immediately began tending to the wounded, their efforts focused on saving lives. Police officers quickly secured the area, cordoning off the block with yellow tape, while detectives began the painstaking process of searching for evidence, hoping to piece together the events that had led to this tragedy. The street, once filled with the vibrant energy of a Saturday night, with laughter and music spilling out from the restaurant, was now left in chaos and heartbreak, a scene of devastation and despair. The festive atmosphere had been replaced by an eerie silence, broken only by the sounds of sirens and hushed conversations. Detectives meticulously collected shell casings scattered across the pavement, each one a silent testament to the violence that had erupted. These small pieces of evidence could hold vital clues to identifying the shooters and their weapon. Officers spoke to shocked and traumatized witnesses, carefully documenting their accounts, hoping to gather any information that could lead to the perpetrators. Every detail, no matter how small, could prove crucial to the investigation. The block was quickly closed off to traffic and pedestrians, transforming the once busy street into a sterile crime scene. The yellow tape served as a stark reminder of the violence that had taken place, a barrier between the community and the horror that lay within. As the investigation began in earnest, detectives meticulously examined the area, searching for any clues that could help them identify the shooters and bring them to justice. The weight of responsibility hung heavy in the air. The aftermath of the shooting was devastating, a scene of shattered glass, bloodstains, and discarded belongings. The once vibrant street was now a somber reminder of the fragility of life. The lives of many were irrevocably changed in those few terrifying moments, leaving behind a community grappling with grief, fear, and a desperate need for answers. The emotional scars of this tragedy will likely linger for years to come. The search for the shooters is now a top priority for the Chicago Police Department, a race against time to bring those responsible to justice and prevent further violence. Every available resource is being dedicated to the investigation. Bringing the perpetrators to justice is not just a matter of law enforcement. It's about restoring a sense of safety and security to a community that has been deeply traumatized. The entire city is watching, hoping for a swift resolution to this horrific crime. 18 people were shot that night, 4 lost their lives, and 14 were wounded. The victims were young adults out to enjoy music and friendship. Among the dead were 2 men ages 24 and 25 and 2 women, including 26-year-old Taylor Walker. Families and friends are left grieving their lives forever altered. The wounded, aged 21 to 32, were rushed to hospitals across the city, some in critical condition. Each victim was more than a statistic. They were loved, with dreams and futures ahead. Survivors now face not only physical recovery, but deep emotional scars. The trauma of that night will linger for everyone present. The community is rallying to support those affected, but the pain runs deep. The tragedy is a stark reminder of the lasting damage caused by gun violence. Healing will be a long and difficult journey. The crowd outside Artis Lounge had gathered to celebrate Mello Buckz's album release. The event was meant to be a joyful milestone for the young rapper and her fans. Excitement filled the air as people came together for music and community. But as the party ended and people began to leave, violence erupted without warning. The celebration turned to terror in seconds, forever linking a moment of artistic achievement with tragedy. The attack shattered the sense of safety at public events, especially for Chicago's music community. What should have been a night of joy became a night of loss and heartbreak. The memory of this event will haunt everyone who was there. Mello Buckzz, born Melanie Doyle in 2001, is more than just a name. It's the identity of a young woman navigating the complex world of hip-hop. She's a rising rapper from Chicago, a city known for its vibrant and influential music scene, a place where dreams are chased and stories are told through rhythm and rhyme. She began her music career in 2020, diving headfirst into the world of beats, lyrics, and self-expression. It was a time of exploration and discovery, a journey into the depths of her own creativity. Inspired by her brothers, who undoubtedly paved their own paths in music, and the city's undeniably vibrant hip-hop scene, Mello found her voice. Chicago's music landscape became her canvas, and she was ready to paint her story. Using social media as her launchpad, she quickly built a following, connecting with fans and sharing snippets of her life and music. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok became her stage, allowing her to reach a global audience. And in 2021, she released her first tracks, marking her official entry into the music industry. These early releases were a testament to her dedication and a glimpse into the artist she was becoming. The album release party at Artis Lounge was a major step in her career, a milestone that signified her growth and potential. It was a night filled with anticipation and excitement, a celebration of her artistry. It was a chance to connect with fans, those who had been supporting her from the beginning, and celebrate her hard work, the countless hours spent honing her craft and perfecting her sound. Chicago's rap scene is known for its raw storytelling, its ability to capture the essence of the city's streets and the lives of its people. It's a genre that demands authenticity and vulnerability. And Mello Buckzz is part of a new generation carrying that legacy, adding her own unique perspective and experiences to the rich tapestry of Chicago hip-hop. She represents the future of the city's music scene. The tragedy at her event is not just personal. It's a wound that cuts deep, affecting not only Mello, but everyone connected to her and the music. It's a blow to the local music community, a reminder of the challenges and dangers that can sometimes overshadow the pursuit of artistic dreams. The community mourns the loss of life and the disruption of their creative space. Instead of celebrating her album, a project she poured her heart and soul into, the narrative has shifted dramatically. She's now linked to a horrific mass shooting, an event that has forever altered the course of her career and her life. The association is a heavy burden to bear. The burden is immense for such a young artist, who now faces not only the challenges of the music industry, but also the weight of this tragedy. Her name, once associated with music, with creativity and potential, with the promise of a bright future, is now tied to loss and sorrow, to the pain and grief of a community grappling with unimaginable circumstances. The focus has shifted from her art, from the music she created and the message she wanted to share, to the tragedy that overshadowed its release, a stark reminder of how quickly dreams can be shattered and lives can be irrevocably changed. For Mello Buckzz, the tragedy was deeply personal. Her boyfriend and best friend were among the victims. The night meant to mark her success became the night she lost two of the most important people in her life. She shared her grief openly on social media, posting heartfelt tributes and expressing her pain. Her words, "My heart hurts so bad," captured the depth of her loss. The victims became more than headlines. They were loved ones, mourned by those closest to them. The album she released is now forever linked to this tragedy. Moving forward as an artist will be a challenge, as every song is a reminder of what was lost. Her journey of grief is now public, unfolding in the spotlight. The shooting left a wound that goes far beyond the stage. For Mello Buckzz, healing will take time, and the scars may never fully fade. The Artis Restaurant and Lounge, site of the shooting, has a troubled past. In 2022, when it was called Hush Lounge, another mass shooting occurred there, leaving 1 dead and 3 wounded. That incident led to the club's closure, but the venue soon reopened under a new name. Despite new management, violence returned, raising serious concerns about safety at this address. The pattern of tragedy at this location is alarming for residents and city officials. Changing the name hasn't solved the underlying issues. Community leaders are now questioning what more can be done to protect patrons and the neighborhood. The history of violence at this spot is a painful reminder that deeper problems must be addressed. Without real change, tragedies can repeat themselves. The shooting has left Chicago grieving and searching for answers. City officials and residents alike are calling for unity and action against gun violence. One official noted, "This is happening all over, including downtown and on the north side." The tragedy has sparked vigils, memorials, and an outpouring of support for the victims' families. Online, messages of condolence and frustration reflect the city's weariness. The event is a wake-up call. No neighborhood is immune to violence. The conversation now turns to solutions: gun laws, policing, and community programs. For now, the city mourns, hoping this tragedy will inspire real change. The hope is for a safer future for all Chicagoans. As Chicago mourns, police are working tirelessly to find those responsible. The shooters remain at large, and the community is anxious for justice. Detectives are gathering evidence, reviewing surveillance footage, and interviewing witnesses. The public is urged to come forward with any information, no matter how small. The investigation is complex, with the motive still unclear. Was it targeted or random? The fact that the car circled the block suggests planning, not a spontaneous act. Police are exploring all leads, determined to bring closure to the victims' families. The search for answers is about more than arrests. It's about healing a wounded community. Until justice is served, the pain of that night lingers. Chicago waits, hoping for resolution and peace.